imagine you are about to give a speech. You are well prepared, confident, and you are approaching the stage. Still, a small thought is at the back of your mind. How will I do? That keeps bothering you till you come on stage. You come on stage, give your speech very confidently, and the moment you end your speech, a different question will start bothering you. How did I do? Now, you will not rest till you get the proper answer for your question. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So apart from performance, what we need is a value-adding evaluation to balance the scale of perfection. So friends, what is meant by evaluation? It is nothing but the analysis of a speech to check if it has met certain objectives and if it has been presented in the right manner. First, I would like to share with you all a mantra for successful evaluation. Why am I giving it to you in the beginning of the session itself? Keep this mantra in mind. Write it down somewhere and keep telling this to yourself. Follow it daily. The mantra is evaluate the speech, not the speaker. Repeat it, please. Evaluate the speech, not the speaker. So you will come to know why it is so effective as we go forward. Now, what are the steps involved in an evaluation? What does an evaluator have to do before, during, and after a speech? Before the speech, just be aware of the objective of that particular project. Then make a mental note of what you will be evaluating for. Lastly, take it very seriously. The speaker will be banking on your feedback. Just as the audience and the evaluator has certain expectations from a speaker too will have great expectations from the evaluator. During the speech, just listen attentively. Observe the speaker. Note down important points. After the speech, quickly organize your observations into a well-structured evaluation with a definite opening, body, and closure. Why do you need to do this? Our minds are structured are conditioned to remember structured information better. After all, the goal of an evaluator is not only to evaluate but also see to it that the speaker remembers and implements the feedback in the next speech. Are there any techniques for evaluation? Yes, certainly there are. There are n number of ways you can evaluate, but there's a very common and proven technique, standard technique. It's called sandwich technique, wherein the areas of improvement are sandwiched between the good points in your speech. I found this picture very interesting, so I thought I'll share it with you all. So I thought, since this is a burger, let me rename that technique as a burger technique. Call it whatever you want. The importance of this technique is start off your evaluation on a high and positive note, and remember, there are no negative points, failure, bad points in an evaluation. We call it as areas of improvement. There is something already done. What is that something else which can improve the quality of the speech? So it is termed as the areas of improvement. And lastly, we again highlight the good point. Why? Because it has to end on a positive note. So start with the analysis. Initially, quickly analyze whether the speech has met the objective for that particular project or not. Then later, give recommendations to the speaker how the quality of that speech can be enhanced. And lastly, you have to encourage the speaker how highlight the strongest point in the last part. Thereby you are motivating the speaker to raise the bar next time he or she gives the speech. Now we call it popularly as evaluate to motivate. How can one motivate a speaker during evaluation? For example, instead of using a casual statement, I'm sure you can do better. That is good. But however, it would be better if you can explain to the speaker how. Then identify the trigger or turning point. Remember, each speaker who comes on stage will have something special in him or her. Try to identify that. That usually comes out when the speaker is giving the speech. It may be an excellent voice modulation, it may be an excellent body language or usage of words or humor. Identify that. That will help the speaker to build up further on that special talent. Then, instead of just telling that this point needs to be improved, demonstrate how. This helps the speaker get convinced that yes, if the evaluator has done it, so can I. Let me try it next time. And the speaker will surely do it the next time. And lastly, evaluation is not a mere skill. In fact, it is a huge responsibility. It is a huge leadership role. No doubt, if you have observed your competent leadership manual, there are several entries stating individual evaluator, general evaluator. So why is it so important? Why is it a responsibility? Imagine a speaker, usually a good speaker, comes on stage, gives the speech, then midway something happens. He or she might get done and forgets the remaining speech. The mind becomes blank and he or she goes back disappointed. Now, the role of the evaluator is very, very important. This is where the evaluator has to step in and motivate in such a way that the speaker feels, okay, I have failed, it's fine, let me come back and do it in much better. So give suggestions like, why don't you practice in front of your mentor before coming on stage? This will help you, this will give you that edge. So such suggestions need to be given by the evaluator. Consider a very good speaker coming on stage. That speaker would have put in a lot of effort for the speech. So naturally, he or she will expect a lot from the evaluator. There is nothing more disappointing for a good speaker than a bland, ineffective evaluation. Then thirdly, please avoid sugar-coated evaluation. They are very dangerous as they misguide a speaker. You may face situations wherein you have to evaluate your own friend or even better your manager. But please do not hesitate. At such time, apply the mantra. Evaluate the speech, not the speaker. That way, it will be very effective. Now, are there any don'ts while evaluating? Yes, there are.